Parlay, John.
Time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Rat Hole. We are live. Ta-da! All right, so I'm so glad you guys are here. I've got something extra fun today. I'm doing a roll and write game. What a roll and write game is you roll dice, shocking, or sometimes called a flip and write if you had flip cards, and you write your stuff down on a piece of paper. In this case, I have printed off slightly larger papers. You can also print off these papers. So you'll see in the little ticker at the bottom there, it's just coming around to it. If you go to the website, you can actually print this off in a couple of different versions and play along. So you can just go to www.backfiregames.com/games/snacktime, download some of these papers, and as I play, you can play. How fun is that? So let me pull up my other camera here. And I'm going to show you kind of how this goes. This is one that I was playing with yesterday. Here are the different dice. These dice correspond to a grid. Here's A, B, C, D, E, F, and then one starts here. So there's not every square is part of this grid. And this is where I will start my sewer grates. You can see these little circles on here. I'll do them in a different color. And that's how I will actually start the game and create my where my creatures will be able to then climb out and snack on little pedestrians. So if I roll that, that's 5A, 5A. I would put one right there. During the actual game, you could also use play with rats, which just give you extra points. So I would do that and have a little rat snack in 2D. I'll just put a little mark in 2D, a little dot in there. And I will actually use those so you can see that today. Then the second thing you've got are pipe dice. Pipe dice. These are quite literally how you're going to determine what path you take. You can put them wherever you want, as long as they start with connecting. So there's a door here, here, and here. And from there, you can connect however you want. And the goal is to connect to these sewer grates so that you can actually get your snacks. Well, your little monster friend needs to grow. So these are attribute dice. They have teeth, they have eyes, and they have tentacles. When you roll those, you will add those to one of your 4 creatures over here. And use those attributes to determine whether you'll be able to eat the pedestrians. You can see this guy needs 2 tentacles, plus they'll need whatever is next to them on either side of them. So there's 4 attributes that you need to meet in order to snack on a person, and this person would be worth 9 points. They're worth quite a lot. Slide them in the middle of my deck. Yep. The backs of the cards also have attributes so that you can actually see them at either end. And those pedestrians are going to move along the street. You could potentially follow the same guy as long as you were connected on your map to these sewer pipes. You can snack on them multiple times. However, people can only snack usually up to 3 times. There's an expansion with baby monsters, which I'm not using. And that expansion has extra abilities, including sometimes snacking a 4th time. Then I'll add up my score at the end of the game. It's a little hard to see on this page, so I recommend either doing it in full color or doing it in the printer-friendly one in actual grayscale. But you've got how many times you've snacked, the total points for the number of times you've snacked. So I snacked 2 times, you can see here, a total of 7 points. Any attributes that are left undamaged, and I'll explain that in a minute. In this case, 0. And then your total. And you put that down at the bottom under where you can't see it, because of course, down here, and you'll do each of your 4 monsters. I didn't do rats in this particular game, so I just crossed it out. Any shields you have left, I'm going to be playing that with, I will end up with 0 of that. Because we're going to play until I have all of these shields are done or all of my monsters are full. I got 50 points. That's not great. It's not the worst, but it is not great. I don't know if I sound a little bit better, a little bit worse. I got a message here that I sound staticky. So I don't know if I'm sounding better or worse. Sometimes I'm still getting used to this particular new microphone, so here, let me tweak. Let's turn it down just a little bit. Go from there. And move it a little bit farther away from me. And hopefully that's a little better. Yeah, it wasn't doing that during Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, but that could just be a matter of where the microphone was compared. A difference of a few centimeters makes a giant difference. But as I was saying, you can certainly join me, play along, download these forms. The website is about to scroll down on the bottom here. It's www. I'll wait for it to show up before I actually do something. Play along. Go to www.backfiregames.com/game/snack-time, and you can download this. And as I play, you can play with me. So I'm going to reset this. Put that underneath because I'm playing with Sharpies. And Sharpies do tend to bleed through. So first thing we need to do is come up with my starting spots. So 5 of them. First one, C5. So I'll just slide this over a bit. There we go. C5. And that's going to be number 1. We'll roll again. C1. That will be number 2. I'm not rolling C5. Not happening. A5. Nothing else. I already had a C5. 3. There is in the rulebook a starting setup that you can use if you so desire. I'm just going to use the dice. 4 goes in F1. And our last is B5. I am not putting 3 in a row. Theoretically, it should have gone right there. Not happening. F1. I already have one in F1. F1. There is a downside to this. D3. There we go. 5. Now, each of these counts as a 4-way path. They connect in all 4 directions. And I will reveal our pedestrians here at the end when I get there. So we'll roll these. So I have a rat at E4. And I'm just going to put a little dot right there. And I'm going to do it in red just to remind myself that it's there. And we'll set these up so we can see. So we've got 2 eyes, 2 T's, and a straight. We'll start with these eyes. I'm going to put 1 on each of these guys. And we'll do the straight here, and a T here, and another T here. Not really needing the T there, but that will connect now eventually when I get down to here, all of these. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and let's take a look at our pedestrians. I will do a little bit wider shot so you can see that. Trap. I'm going to re-sort that trap so we don't do that right at the beginning. I'm also going to re-do that trap. I'll explain traps later. You kind of feed them into the deck after you've shuffled it, which I did. But unfortunately, it seemed that then I give it another shuffle and it mucked it all up. So, at manhole cover number 1, Again, this is partly irrelevant because I'm not connected to any of these manholes. But if I was, I would then be able to snack there potentially. This person needs an eye, nothing, an eye, or nothing. So he only needs an eye. But when I stack on him, I'm going to have to cross off a shield, a police shield, because they're going to be noticed. This one requires just the eye as well. And it's the eye from this person. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So he's only worth 2 points. This one, worth 3 points. Nothing, nothing, eye, and a tentacle. Eye, tentacle, nothing, nothing. Worth 6 points. So I want to try and get to this guy because he's worth a lot right away. I can't get to this guy right now. He's worth 5 points. But I can't actually do anything. It's the first turn. So it doesn't actually matter. What's going to happen is this is going to move, and he's going to flip over. And all of these will slide over as they continue to walk down the street. Am I going to be able to get this guy? Heck no. I might be able to get to this guy, who now, because it's changed, now needs a tentacle, an eye, and that's all. So we'll see if I can roll a tentacle on this. So we're going to pop that back into place. We will put those here. For those who are playing along, I will try to be careful. Rat snack at A1. I did not get a tentacle. I got an eye and a tooth. So we'll put the eye down here. And we'll give this guy a tooth. And now I've got a straight, and an L joint. So I'll have to use, so those are the ones I have to use. And we'll go down. That will connect up to 2. I can then do another one out if I want, or I can come down. Now this is dangerous because I do eventually want to connect to that, but I can already connect to 5. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do 1 and 1. And so now both of these monsters are connected to 2 and to 5. So when I go and feed, I'm going to look at those. So I come back over here. I'll zoom back out so people can see. So I can feed in 2 and 5, which is really, I did not expect to be able to get to 5. But we'll start over here at 2. He needs a tentacle, nothing, eye, nothing. None of my guys have a tentacle, so I can't do anything. He needs a tentacle, a tooth, and an eye. The most I have is a tooth and an eye. I still have no tentacle. So I can't actually feed on any of those people, which is a shame because he goes away. And these all slide over. They continue to walk down the street. And someone new comes out, and they're going to need a tentacle, a tooth or an eye, another tentacle, and a tooth. So he's got a little bit of options for 4 points. Everyone else has moved on down. So I'm going to roll it over here under my microphone, and then I'll put it back up. So we've got B1. For a rat snack. I've got an eye and a tentacle. Now there's 2 eyes, 2 tentacles, or sorry, 2 teeth, 2 eyes. And give this guy an eye. I could give him multiple eyes. That's not the end of the world, but. And we'll give this guy a tooth. Now, when we go look at our people again. Oh, I need to actually do things. Derp. I'm going to go L from 4. I'm going backwards here. Straight down. And the L. So technically I should have gone in that order, but I did it there instead. Again, you will have slightly different. You should have the same starting spots, but you can go on a different path. You can connect the bottom ones first for all that matters. So let's take a look. I'm now connected to 2, 4, and 5. You can see there. 2 is an 8-pointer, so he's going to be worth a lot eventually. But I can't do anything because he requires 2 tentacles. A tentacle, a tooth, a tentacle, nothing. In 4, he only needs an eye. So that's good. And 5, he only needs an eye. If you can feed, you must feed. So I'm going to take a look. My 4. So both of them are going to have to feed on a 2 and a 3. That's. Oh, wait, sorry. Oh, and they have teeth. So yes, he requires nothing, eye, and a tooth. So they both get a 2 and a 3, a 2 and a 3. The nice thing is there's no penalties for attacking either one of them. So let's re-roll and see what we can do. All right. So A5 is going to be my rat treat. Finally, I've got a tentacle. Now, I'm going to take a look before I make anything here. So I've got 1, 2. I can make it to the 1 if I want to, in a couple of different ways. Do I want the 1? Can I do anything with the 1? I need to play my eye and my tentacle still. So he needs 2 tentacles. He needs 2 tentacles. He only needs 1 tentacle on the 3, which is not connected yet. He'll need to be fed. He'll go away. He should have gone away at the last turn. I forgot to do that. So let's just move things down before I forget. Eye and a tooth. Only requires 1 tentacle, an eye and a tooth. And 2 teeth, sorry. So no one has 2 teeth unless I don't have to worry about that. 2 tentacles, tentacle and an eye. So let's go. We're going to put a tentacle here. We're going to put our second eye here as well. So now let's look at those cards again and see what I can score. I still did not write in my thing. One moment. So I've got, this is the problem, I looked. 1, 2, 2, 3. So that's connected me to the 1. So I'm now connected to 1, 2, 4, and 5. Now let's look. So 1 requires an eye, a tooth, and a second tooth or a second eye. I have an eye, 2 eyes, and a tooth. So he gets 5 points. That's the last he can score. He also connects to that, but does not have the second eye or second tooth. And neither do any of the other guys. But these two down here are not connected to anything right now. 2 requires an eye, a tooth, an eye or a tooth, and a tentacle. But he's already full. He has an eye. He has a tooth, but no tentacle. He needs 2 tentacles. He needs a tentacle and an eye. Again, the only person who has that's already full. He only needs an eye. So that's another 2 points for him. He's now full at much less. Yeah, he needed an eye and a tooth, sorry. But I still had that. So let's get rid of him. He's low worth point-wise. No person is low worth. But from a point standpoint, low worth. So that brings out a 4-pointer. For now, she needs a tooth, a tentacle, and a second tooth. This one changes. He now needs 2 eyes, which will be less relevant momentarily. So let's write these out. D5. D5. The rats are just little snacky treats. They are worth points, but not the end of the world. We've got another eye and another tooth. I'm hating this. For some reason, there is an equal balance of eyes, teeth, and tentacles. And tentacles just keep not coming up. So he's going to have a second eye. And we'll just give him a tooth, because that's going to have to be somebody. He's got a weird googly eye. All right. So I'm going to use one of these to connect up to 3. And then 1 down, 1 down, 1 over. Nothing scores because nothing is connected to these guys. I could have gone this way, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Stop, look, think. So none of my people are going to score. I'm not even going to zoom out. I'm just going to move them down. Did I? I feel like I scored somebody that I should have. 2 eyes. Yeah, I think I worth 5 points. Do I have a 5-pointer? Different 5-pointer. Okay. He didn't score, so he didn't hurt me. I have been lucky in that I haven't been getting penalized for hitting people. Ooh, we got 2 people here. They're worth 4 points and 4 points. So they're worth 2 slots, which is not great. But they're worth 8 points together. So not bad. But that's good. They need 3 tentacles. I will never get them at this point. Because I would need 3 whole tentacles on the next roll to be able to do anything with that. We're going to roll these. Let's take a look, see. Really? Another eye and another tooth. Tooth. Eye. I've got... Ugh, don't love that. All right, we'll put that down. We'll go there. So he's now connected. Let's see if he does anything. So he has 2 eyes and a tooth. 3 tentacles, no. 2 tentacles and a tooth, no. The only thing that requires an eye, this is 2 teeth and an eye. I have 2 eyes and a tooth. Tentacle, tooth, tentacle, tentacle. So I don't get to score anything on this turn. Not the worst thing in the world. Not scoring in a solo game isn't the end of the world. Not scoring in a multiplayer game is slightly more challenging. So, put that back in there. We're going to re-roll these. Finally, I get a tentacle. D4. So first, we'll just put these over here. We'll put the D4 rat. Amazingly, all of these rats are showing up not where I am. Now, if I want to, I could not score any of those people and score 3 points in rats. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that L joint, the T joint, and the straight across there. That's going to get me 3 rats, at least 3 rats. We'll see if that'll help my score at the end, because I've got some low scores up at the top here. But I know that I'm not scoring anybody, because nobody has... Oh, wait. I've got a tooth and a tentacle. So, if I want, there's a potential for being able to get that 5-pointer on the next turn. So I'm going to put this tentacle here and the other tooth here. I'm not going to roll these dice anymore. All of my stats are full. And we will move these down. I won't even, because I know I'm not scoring, I'm not even going to move them out. I moved all of the traps, and none of the traps have come up. 9-pointer but he needs 3 tentacles. Not happening, folks. Not happening. C4 for a rat. Yay, I got a little snack there. So now I've got a straight, a T, and an L. The L and the straight there. And we'll put the T right here, because that'll get me another rat. Now let's see if I feast on anybody. I feel like I'm already doing better than last time. That's mainly because of who I've fed on. Because if you feed on too many people with the penalties, then you actually get penalized. Shocking that. 3 tentacles, no. Tentacle and an eye on 2. I have a tentacle and an eye, so I get 5 points. 3 tentacles, no. 2 tentacles, no. Tooth, an eye, and a tooth. That gets me 5 points and 5 points. 5 points and 5 points. Now, here's the thing. Now I have to remember, because I don't know if I apologize, and I apologize if I did. I've got to cross off one of these fields on my thing. One of the end conditions is that all of these get filled up. If I was a multiplayer game, as soon as anybody has filled all of those up, the game ends. For you at home, if you happen to fill them up, don't worry about it. We'll go till I fill them up. And then we move everybody down. So he's going to have a tentacle, a tooth, and a second tentacle. So again, I can't get him. I can't get him. I can't get him. I can't get him. The only can't get her. Can't get it. I can get exactly 0 people out here. None of them. Zip. Zilch. Nada. So we'll put this back in here. We will roll. That was B5. Yay, free rat snack. And then I've got 2 T's and straight. Let's go straight, T, T. And again, we've established I can't feed anybody, so we're just going to move these on. Won't even zoom out. New person will require either a tentacle and a tooth, and another tentacle. So it's impossible for me to get anybody out here. Not great. If I run out of victims, that's another way to end the game. This is going interestingly. F3. F3. And 2 straights in the thing. So here's what we'll do. We'll do L, straight, straight. Just to catch that rat. So we'll pull this off. Move everybody over. So the new person needs 2 teeth, an eye, and a tentacle. Again, can't do it. I got 2 teeth, 2 eyes. Or 2 eyes, 1 tooth, 1 tentacle. Not helpful. That may change. F5. F5. This game's gone very differently than the games I tested out yesterday. That's interesting. All right. Interestingly, I can't do a whole lot, so we're gonna go. T, straight. T. Again, we've established I can't feed on any of these people. 2 eyes and a tentacle. Wait. I tentacle. I can. I tentacle. So I actually can feed on one of these people. I just missed that. I couldn't last turn because these cards changed. Previously, she required 2 tentacles, but there's different requirements on the back. So now it's I tentacle. I have I tentacle. She is worth 5 points. So that is him full now. I've got this guy that needs 2 more foods. She has no penalties. That's nice. I might get through this game actually largely unscathed. So this guy requires an eye, a tooth, an eye, and an eye. 3 eyes and a tooth. I have 2 eyes and 2 teeth. Ain't happening. F3 for another rat trap. Rat snack. There's one in there, so I just put it on a different corner of the thing. And 1, 2, 3. I just don't like having that the way it is, so not get that rat right now. We'll just take a quick look. I have 2 eyes and 2 teeth. Tentacles, tentacle, or teeth, but still tentacle. Tooth, tooth, tooth. No. Tooth, tooth, eye. So I have a 4-pointer in number 2. And eye, tooth. Not happening. Get rid of all these tentacle people. So that 7-pointer is now where needs a tooth and a second tooth. That's it. So will I get anyone else? I'm just going to work my way backwards here. This requires tooth, tooth, tooth. Can't do it. Tooth, tooth, eye. Technically does work. Well, I could call that a tentacle. I don't know. I think I'm cheating to do that. But if that's an either or, technically I think I can make that not. Eye, tooth, tentacle. So I should be able to make that 7-pointer work. Technically, I should probably get that 4 points first. But it is worth tweaking, if you will. Either way, this will be the last turn of this game, and we will we'll test it out. Maybe I'll do a second game for anyone who's just now joining us. So once this game's over, I'll count up my score. If you want to print out a sheet, I'll play one more round, and we can do that. So E5. E5. And straight T and an L. All right, so I did catch that other rat, just for the record. So I'm gonna check the rule. It's the difference of 3 points, but I'm gonna check the rule anyway. I do know that you are required to feed if you can. I don't know if it lets you muck with that or not. I mean, I do get 2 more points for not hitting the thing, so I might be better off just taking the. I'm just going to take it. So we have tentacle, no. Tentacle, no. Eye, tooth, eye, tooth. 4 points. At the end of the day, I'm losing 1 point for that. So everybody's now full. So I can now add these all up. He fed 3 times. Total of 10 points. All 4 of those are still active, giving me a total of 17 points. Over here, fed 3 times for a total of 7 points. And only had 2 attributes filled up. That makes it 11 points. Down here, fed 3 times, has 15 points, 4 attributes, for a total of 22. And fed 3 times, total of 13, all 4 attributes, for a total of 20 points. So 17 here, 11, 22, 20. Rats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points for rats. And a point for each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to double check that it is, in fact, 1 point per. Scoring. Oh, could have been worse. So it's actually minus points. I don't get bonus points. I just lose points. So that's good. Every 3 of these badge icons is minus 1 point. Or minus 2 victory points. I wish they had like a little // there. But conveniently 0. So that's a good thing. Minus 0 points. I thought they were worth positive points. 17, 28, 50, 70, 81 points. So we go back into this book and take a look what that means. 81 points is a good game. I would have needed 89. I would have needed 90 points to get to very impressive. So that is the first of these games. Because I can, I'll play one more. I have the papers, so why not? And I'm just going to keep going with the people that I have. Because eventually I'll have the traps. And we need those, right? Right. So let's set this up. C1 is my first one. B1, not doing it. C1. F2. A6. F4. And A3. So those are my starting man colors. So there's a rat in B3. Ugh. A whole bunch of L joints and 2 teeth. So we'll do tooth, tooth, L joint, L joint, L joint. Not ideal, but it's what I kind of needed to do. And we'll move the street down. Like I said, I'm just continuing on from where I am. Ooh, it requires 1 tentacle. That's it. The new person. Love it. So rat in F5. Straight, another L joint. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So, what this means, no matter what I do, one of these guys is blocked off. He won't be able to feed ever. If I try to connect using these, I can go down here and do that. So we're going to do that. We'll do an L joint, straight, straight. I still need to get this guy connected, but whatever. And I've got a tentacle and an eye. So we'll put that tentacle and an eye. Nothing is connected, so nothing gets fed. Move all these guys over. New person requires a tentacle and a tooth. That's it. D6. Oh my. Gooberty goop. All right, D6. I got 3 L joints again. 1, 2, 3. I have to be careful because I still have to get out of here. Not great. Again, let's flip that over, 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 over. That was a straight. F5 for rat. That's going to be a very tasty spot. An eye and a tooth. We'll do 2 teeth. Why not? And an eye. Nobody's connected to anything yet. Still. But we still have to connect things in. So here's I've got a T joint. Thank monster. And a straight connects us to 1. And I'm going to go this way. Try and connect up with 5 and eventually 3. Could have probably gotten away with not doing that, but whatever. So we're now connected to number 1. both of my top guys. Number 1 requires 2 tentacles. I have no 2 tentacles on anything. So that's the end of that. Move all these over. Trap. All right. So I promised you eventually we would get traps. Trap comes over here. Covers this over. If any of my monsters are connected to number 2, any and all, they will take 1 damage, meaning I'll cross off one of their attributes, and I lose a pest control shield. Nobody is connected to 2. So this just remains here. It has no further effect, just as a reminder that it is now always going to be safe. And this gets replaced. And he now requires a tentacle and a tooth. And I have a tentacle and a tooth over here, so I'll be able to score him for a whopping 2 points. Next turn. Let's roll some dice. A5. A bunch of eyes. All right, let's put A5 is our rat. We'll put eyes on these guys. Eyes. Eyes. And then that, and then that. And I got one more joint, so we'll take it here. And as I said, the only one who's going to score is number 1. It's a tentacle and a tooth. He does not have a tentacle. He has a tentacle and a tooth, so 2 points. Not a great score. Ooh, 2 teeth for a 5-pointer. That is much better. I like that. All right, let's roll these suckers. A1 for a rat, straight L, and 2 more eyes. I'm telling you, I don't know why I can't roll any tentacles, but I can't. All right, A1. Free rat snack, yummy. We'll do that. We'll do that and that. So I'm connected to 1 and now 5. Not terrific. So 5, 2 teeth. My one guy does have 2 teeth. So I get 5 points there. And not connected to 2. Jump all the way over to 5. 2 points if I've got 2 teeth. And I do have 2 teeth, so another 2 points. Boo. He's full up with a whopping 9 points. Whoop-de-doo. Tentacle and an eye. So we get a rat at A2. And then another eye. and a tentacle. No, I think that's a terrible place to put that tentacle. Hold on. No one needs a tentacle right now. Oh, wait. 3 does, but I'm not connected to 3 at all. He'll be in 4 next. So, yeah, no, I definitely put that in the right place. So, again, let's just take a look. We're connected to 1. 5 points for 2 teeth. Well, he's full, and he doesn't have 2 teeth, so I missed those 5 points. 5. I scored that 2 guy. How did that happen? Did I not already score that 2-pointer? Is that not what it lost me those points? I think I did. I think I don't. All right, tentacle and 2 eyes. Still can't do anything. Eye and a tentacle in 2, not connected. 5 is a tentacle and 2 teeth. I have a tentacle and 2 eyes, or an eye and a tooth. So no. And the 2 eyes and a tentacle isn't connected to that anyway. Never mind. All right. Let's see. Roll these out. E3. I feel like I just knocked that over, so I'm going to just re-roll it. 2 more eyes. Of course it's more eyes. Just what I need. More beep in eyes. Someone's getting 3 eyes. Because no matter what I do... I shouldn't have done that. Oh, well. I keep forgetting I've got a guy up here who's actively connected to things. All right. 1, 2, and an L joint. So now I'm connected to 4 as well. So I got someone connected to 1 and 5. So let's just do that. 1 requires 2 eyes and a tentacle. Don't have it. 5 requires a tentacle and 2 teeth. Don't have it. And my person connected to 4 is a tentacle and a tooth. Don't have it. Nope. So he runs away. Two eyes and a tooth for the new person. D2. Oh, not that. That was actually tentacles. Yay! Tentacles! I can use something with tentacles! I've only got 2 places. Tentacle. Before I place that second tentacle, I want to take a quick look. That was the... I still can't get anything with him. No! Oh, uncool. All right, well, we'll put the other tentacle down here. Now I've got 2 L joints and a T. Well, we'll put the T here, because that connects him up to 4. And we'll do that and that. The L joints. So looking again, in number 1, we need an eye, 2 eyes and a tooth. I only have 1 eye and 1 tooth. 5 requires 2 teeth and a tentacle. Again, only 1 tooth. 4 requires a tooth and a tentacle. Ironically, I have tentacles on both of them and no teeth. Not great. Trapped in 4. So everyone attached to 4, which is these 2 bottom guys, are going to lose an attribute. I can lose an eye, and I lose 2 shields, 1 for each of them. Trap in 1. He is full. So he does not get affected by the trap. He, however, does. Take out the eye. Oh. Does show it's just really small. All right. So I've already lost 2 points in shield points. Finally, another person. All right. He requires 2 tentacles. Can't do it. F2. Tentacle eye. I'm going to put a second tentacle down here. And the other eye up here. And now I've got a straight, 2 straights and an L. Straight there, and an L there. So, connecting to 1 requires 4 things. He only has 3. Nothing. 2 is finally connected. 2 requires a tentacle, a tooth, and an eye. I do have a tentacle, a tooth, and an eye. So that's 3 points. Tentacle eye, not the other 2 guys. 3, I'm not connected to. 4, I'm connected to. 4 requires an eye and a tooth. An eye and a tooth gets me 5 points. Eye and a tentacle, eye and a tentacle. And 5 I'm connected to. 2 teeth. The only person with 2 teeth is full. So that finishes the scoring for that. Not upset by that. So that 5-pointer is attached to 5 now will require an eye, a tooth, and a tentacle. I can still catch him 1 more time. This guy requires 2 teeth, which again I can't do. So tentacle, tooth, and an eye. I'm not going to get to him because I'm going to have to do him first. That's no fun. So we'll roll this sucker. B5 will be the rat, tentacle, and a tooth. These are irrelevant, actually, because all my guys are full. So I'm not even. I'm just going to take them right out of there. And now I've got a T and 2 straights. Straight, T, straight. So we're now connected up to 3 as well. Everybody's connected to everybody. So let's see what we got. So 2 teeth and either an eye and tentacle. Nothing has 2 teeth. Tentacle, eye, tooth. Oh, tentacle, eye, tooth. I do have that. So I get a 5-pointer, which fills him up. But it does cost me a shield. Tentacle, eye, tooth. That person is full. Eye, nothing else. I have 2 eyes. But that's 8 points. But it's going to take a... I'll get rid of that tentacle. I take a damage and another shield. And then 5, tentacle, eye, tooth. Again, tentacle, eye, tooth is full. So, trap on 3. Which means everybody takes a damage. Well, it wouldn't matter. I needed 3 eyes for it anyway. So we got a big 10-pointer here. No one can get this 10-pointer. 10-pointer requires 3 teeth and an eye. Well, nobody has 3 teeth. Nobody has 3 of spots left open. Full stop. A9. There is no 9. A6. A6. These rats are helping a lot. All right. Is there any rats I need? No. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. 10-pointer, can't get it. Eye and a tooth. No. Full. 2 tentacles. Not anymore. Tentacle and a tooth. No. 3 eyes. No. No scoring. No scoring for you. 1 year. Trap on 5. So that guy is dead. This guy is essentially dead. It is physically impossible for me to score anything. I'm just going to call it because I can't. I'd have to get very lucky to get only an eye. We'll flip these last 2 cards over, see if any of them are. Nope, that's requires it. That's a tooth. That's a tentacle. So no, none of them would allow me to score. So I can add this up now because there's just nothing else I can do. So he did 3 for a total of 9. All 4 of those equals 12, 16. 16. 3 feeds, 13 points, 2 attributes left, 18. 0 feeds for a score of 0. 1 attribute left for a score of a whopping 1 point. 1 feed, 8 points, nothing left, 9 points. Rats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points for a rat, and we are at minus 2 points for the shields. So, 15, 26, 34, 35, 44, 53, 51 points. So final score of 51 points, which is honestly better than I thought I was going to get. But does give us a score of keep practicing. Wah, wah. So that was snack time. You can play that with it as many players as you want. Like I said, there's 40 sheets that come with it. But you can just go to the website that's about to scroll through at the bottom, print out as many as you want. If you want to do what I just did, play with your friends online. They just have to go www.backfiregames.com/games/snack-time. They can print out as many pages as they want. You can play all night. You just have to know what's what. You could put up an overhead projector camera, and you could do it at a convention hall, throw this up on the screen, and just anyone who wants can play. That's really tempting. I may actually even do that someday. But that has been Snack Time from Backfire Games. I do want to thank Backfire Games for that copy. That was great of them to send that my way. Thank you guys for joining me, especially Tom, who's been hanging out in the green room in the back watching me produce. This is a pretty boring production for him because I don't push as many buttons in this show as I do in a lot of others. But yes, and of course, thank you guys, anyone who's joined me for this. Again, that's Snack Time from Backfire Games. And with that having been said, thank you guys, good gaming, and goodbye. Back in